I know he's sending out certain messages about Christmas presents, and I hope his Christmas present is a beautiful vase. That's what I'd like, a vase.
You think it will be, sir?
As opposed to something else.
All right, President Trump striking a positive note, perhaps, on his dealings with Kim Jong Un, an assessment that could be put to the test. The North Korean leader warned the regime could resume nuclear and long-range missile testing. Benjamin Hall following this from our London newsroom. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning, Leland. And with the end of the new year, or rather with the end of the year, comes the end of Kim Jong Un's self-imposed moratorium, both on nuclear tests as well as on long-range ballistic missile tests. Kim Jong Un has always said that unless he got concessions from the US, then he would resume these tests. And in a Workers' Party meeting, he has now warned of unspecified, shocking action, saying that his country will soon reveal a new strategic weapon to the world as it tries to bolster its nuclear deterrent in the face of what it is calling gangster-like US pressure. It is the latest example of Kim sounding increasingly impatient as diplomacy with President Trump has failed to bring about the benefits he so wanted, in particular the lifting or the easing of sanctions. As a way of pressuring the US after that second failed summit, North Korea finally broke their 18-month hiatus on weapons tests back in May, and since then have launched 27 mostly short-range ballistic missiles and rockets, and have warned of more provocative tests to come. In December, it conducted 2 ground tests at its missile engine test site, but Secretary Pompeo continues to defend US strategy and diplomacy.
President Trump came into office with the threat of war with North Korea real and a true concern for the American people. He took a tack which said we can deliver a better outcome for the people of North Korea.
It is believed, however, that Kim has used this diplomatic stalemate of the last couple of years to expand his military capabilities. His arsenal is now estimated to include 40 to 50 nuclear bombs and various delivery systems, including ICBMs, which are potentially capable of hitting the US mainland. And it's believed that in 2020, North Korea is going to reach out more positively towards Russia and China. In fact, we've seen those two countries try to argue against sanctions at the UN. That is another way of pressurizing the US. President Trump, however, standing firm in the face of those calls. Leland?
Yeah, we see what they do with sanctions, especially when it comes to China in this new trade deal. Benjamin Hall,
Absolutely.
on station in London.